Hello and welcome to Versus Live. I'm Ross Merriam.
But I'm Corey Baumeister.
And we've got Dan in the booth. Say tacos, Dan.
Tacos, Dan.
Dan will be taking all of your questions, comments, concerns, and burns in the chat. Make sure you tag at Star City Games so he can see them and send his favorites over to us. We've got a Pioneer Open this weekend in Indianapolis, and we are preparing for it. We've been playing all of the decks that we expect to be at the top of the metagame, the 6 most popular decks in the room. We'll see how that prediction pans out next week. But we are finishing up with Sultai Delirium on your side, Bant Spirits on my side. Certainly 2 of the most popular decks over the last couple weeks. And as we were talking before the break, like, this is a really interesting matchup. Normally, the Uro removal spell deck beats up on creatures, but Spirits, because it plays on your turn and has Rattle Chains and Self Spirit and all these things to disrupt you, it plays a lot better against removal spells than other creatures.
Flying is just a great mechanic against this deck. So
and then Nebelgast Herald to contain Uro. This list also has a couple Remorseful Clerics in the main. This is a list from David Long, and I really liked it because I was already low on Selfless Spirit. There just aren't as many ways for it to be impactful. Not as many sweepers around. People are playing Hour of Devastation. Blanket.
Feels bad.
And it's just a sorcery speed card, and you want to limit it, those as much as possible. And I was playing Brazen Bar to get another instant speed card in the deck, but you can lower your curve, which is just as good, and play a couple Remorseful Clerics, which is a good spirit that also has some onboard disruption against all these graveyard-oriented decks. Your opponent can't cast Inverter when you have Remorseful Spirit.
Cleric down,
and
you can just turn their graveyard to nothing. They'll die in their upkeep.
So I think that's a very good addition here. Keeps the curve low, gives you some more impactful disruption against the decks people are playing, and then go from there with a bunch of counter spells in the sideboard to supplement them.
Okay. I like it. Yeah, this is going to be a good match. We're playing for the marbles because we did go 1-1.
Oh, yeah.
Breach just looked embarrassing those few games. There was a little bit of variance from the ends, but, just cleanly answered by aggression, so.
Knocked everything over.
Oh, that's all right.
Why do we have a Jeering Homunculus here?
Because that is a homunculus, and it's Kyle's favorite creature type.
Duh.
Yeah. Kyle is the Homunculus token, and we also have a Totally Lost there with Fibblethip and a Puppet Conjurer, which makes Homunculus tokens.
I like it. We got a lot of randomness here in this studio. The studio really is pretty coolly set up, I have to say.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't always like this. It used to be drab. I remember the day we walked in, and I'm like, wow. They just remodeled everything. This is really sweet.
I like it.
We got Richard Karn up there.
I like it. A lot of cool stuff. Okay, well, let's get into it. I'm going to be on the play since I lost last round.
That's lucky.
I know. I threw it on purpose. Didn't you listen? All right, well, we can't keep this one. This hand is just so good with one land. This hand is exactly what you want, but, a couple pushes, Satyr for a land, and then just start Uroing, but can't do it with one land.
I think this hand is a keep. If I draw an untapped blue source for turn 1, this hand is excellent.
Okay.
And even if I don't, this hand is pretty good.
Okay. I like it. Let's take a question while I shuffle up, Dan.
Absolutely. So, on Tuesday, we had the tier 2 decks, and a couple of them were Golgari Scales and Boros Feather. Hideout, who probably missed the episode, no worries. They were wondering, is there any way to make those 2 decks viable against any of the tier 1 decks that we have played today so far?
So we're talking Scales and
Feather.
Yeah, I mean, the problem is they're both of those decks just aren't fast enough. They're just not fast enough. They're resilient decks and they're powerful decks, but the speed aspect is always going to be a big problem. You're always going to have to sideboard in way more hate than you would ever want to, because whenever you put in that much hate, you have to really disrupt and dilute what your deck is. And I tend to not like those strategies. I like something that has a good game against it already, and then you get to put in 4 cards that are oh yeah, if I draw one of these, is going to be sweet, So I don't think so with how they currently are built, but that's not to say that if you add enough hate and you fix the deck enough that it can't be true.
I agree in the case of Scales. I think the Feather deck, if you actually move away from Feather and become a more streamlined, aggressive, heroic deck, and maybe even include Titan Strength plus Temur Battle Rage, that is a way that you could just make your deck more aggressive and better in these matchups. That might make you a little bit worse against an Inverter, unless you have more protection spells, but it would certainly make you better against breach. So I think you want to work on massaging the numbers. You don't want to cut feather entirely, but if you go to 2 or 3 copies of that and then play a couple more 1-mana creatures, maybe another protection spell, and then maybe cut down on reckless rages, which aren't as good right now, and play just more pump spells and get a little bit more speed in your deck, then I think you could do something.
Reckless Rage does not, like, just thinking about it right now, that card seems really bad. Like, even against these Sultai decks, like, what's it going to hit? Nothing? And, like, great against Spirits, don't get me wrong there, but, like, ugh.
Yeah, Spirits is really
and mono red.
Spirits, and it's, like, okay against other aggressive decks,
yeah.
but it's not appreciably better than Linking Shock.
Agreed. Okay, great questions. I'm on the mulligan here, so let's see if my 6 is a little better. Much better. We're gonna keep. What do we want to? I think we just want to put this on the bottom.
This one.
No, we need that one. We need that one.
Straight at the bottom.
We're gonna put that to the bottom, and we are gonna start with a Tomb to You.
Ding 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 ding. Shock myself. Mausoleum Wanderer. Now my hand's great. Everything's great. You can go to 18 too.
18. My hand's great. I got to say to Wayfinder. All right. So this is going to be the 4. We're going to want this island, and I'll pass to you.
No, Uro is also great. Let's get this Selfless Spirit down and attack for 2.
All right. I'll take it.
You're at 16.
Yep.
You can go.
Okay. I thought you said you weren't playing Selfless Spirit.
Playing 2 of them.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, I think I want to progress as much as possible here. Let's start with a beatdown.
I'll go to 17.
Okay.
So the most aggressive Satyr Wayfinder I've ever seen.
All right, Earl.
Yep.
I'll go to 19, draw 17, and I'm going to push. The question is, you can basically pick, like, you pretty much get to pick basically what I do if either one can save either one. So I think I would rather, it honestly doesn't matter. You honestly get to pick. So we'll aim this.
Yeah, and I think I'd rather have the Selfless Spirit around. It's unlikely that this counters
I won't pay
more spells.
Here you go. I won't pay the 2.
And now you have 4 others.
Yeah, we're 1 short.
So if you have a...
I was hoping you'd block.
Yeah. So we have an interesting spot here. You have 3 cards in hand.
Yep.
You need to have either Fabled Passage or Untapped Land and another 1-mana spell. I guess just Traverse would do it, right? Because you can Traverse for an untapped land.
Yep.
So one of your 2 Traverses, land plus Push or Thoughtseize, or just Fabled Passage. And there's 4 Fabled Passages, so there's 6 cards that definitely do it, and then another 7 that do it along with an untapped land.
Yeah, there's a chance Earl comes back, that's for sure.
You actually do. You need an untapped blue source specifically. But is there a second island in most of these decks?
I believe there's 2 islands and 1. No, it's 2 forests, 1 island, 1 swamp. I think.
Okay. Yeah. That's actually really important. I think most are on 1 island. That's
you
my understanding.
are, Corey, 2 island, 1 forest,
2.
1 swamp.
2 island, how lucky.
2 island makes it a lot harder.
But you wouldn't know that anyway, so.
I think most are on 1 at this point. So maybe I'm
you know,
wrong.
you don't play this deck.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is a tough spot. Because if I hold up to try to answer the Uro, then I'm not doing a whole lot else. But am I doing enough? I think Uro just matters too much.
Yeah, Uro's pretty big.
I'm gonna play scared and probably get punished. Go to 15.
15?
You can go.
All right. The beatdowns.
16.
Okay, 16 to 15. Go.
And step. Spectral Sailor.
Spectral Sailor. Okay.
Go to my turn.
Yep.
Take 2.
Okay.
14.
Yep.
Attack for 3.
I'm gonna go Abrupt Decay.
You're 15 right now?
Yep.
uh... 12, go back to 15. I'm going to quell the Abrupt Decay.
Okay.
Take 3.
Okay, I will take 3.
Go to 12.
I go to 12.
Pass the turn.
Okay. So we set up a nice turn for us. Okay, so now what exactly do we want to do? I think we're going to start with a Thoughtseize.
That's rough. Especially because I had 2 Quellers to potentially stop the Uro.
Yeah. Well, which card do I care most about now? Because the Uro is going to hit, so the Spell Queller is not that big of a deal. But that Emiria Angel could be pretty bad, so let's take that.
Yeah, definitely take the Lord.
I'm going to go to 10. I'm going to sacrifice.
Yeah, I did the math out where the Lord was still going to let me race the Uro, but this with the Thoughtseize is rough.
Math is for blockers, you should know that.
But I'm just going to draw a Supreme Phantom, so it'll be fine.
Yeah, sure. Okay, so it's Uro time.
Or Nebelgast Herald would be.
Peanut butter Uro time. All right, I think I'm going to actually leave the sorcery. I'm going to leave the traverse. Get rid of these 5. Uro.
Go to 13.
13. Draw. Play a land. And Fatal Push.
Yo, you sacked the Fatal Passage. Okay.
Yep.
Definitely going to protect the Spell Queller.
Smart. Go.
That was about as bad as humanly possible. But if I just draw Nebelgast Herald here, I'm very far ahead.
Yeah, that'd be bad. Collect a company, Herald.
Yeah.
Yeah, I with nothing in hand, I definitely want to be connecting with Uro here to be racing. And I do have a nice little total of 7 points, so if this were to connect twice, you are dead. Very unlikely that Satyr goes unchecked, but...
I'm going to go to 12.
Okay.
And attack for 3.
No blocks.
You go to 10.
Yep.
Pass the turn.
What did you draw? What on earth could you have drawn? Why would you take 2? This doesn't make much sense. Beginning combat. Trigger.
You go to 13.
Okay.
I go to 5.
13 to 5. Okay. Second main. You're going to like this. Nissa who shakes the world.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Okay, we're going to untap. Doesn't matter too much. I think we'll just untap a forest and pass to you.
And step, I'll draw a card.
Interesting. I'm wondering why you would take 2. Unless you drew a 1-drop, I guess.
I did draw a 1-drop, but now at this point I really need Nebelgast Herald, and I want to save it to tap something else down if I draw the Herald.
That makes sense. So you have Spectral Sailor in hand. That's the only thing that would make sense. And you're at what, excuse me?
I'm at 5 now.
5, okay. 5 to 13?
Yes.
Okie dokie.
Attack Nissa for 3.
It's down to 3.
Actually, just for 2, actually. Go to 4.
You got it.
And Pass the turn.
Upkeep.
You're good.
Land for my turn. Take it up.
Yep.
Declare attacks.
Yep.
I will bring in with everything. Trigger.
Trigger on the stack.
Okay.
Play a spell crawler.
Sure.
Play Rattle Chains, target spell crawler.
You're at 5.
Yep.
Okay. That resolves.
Okay. Your trigger's good. You're at 16.
16. You can block.
Put Spectral Sailor on Uro and double block the forest.
Okay. I will kill Rattle Chain. And you take 4?
I'm at 1.
All right. Then I will... Sego?
That is not Nebelgast Herald. Yeah. So a little bit of an awkward spot. I assume you had the Fabled Passage the entire time.
Nope.
So,
Didn't have the blue source, top decked it.
so if I had gone for Eagle the turn before,
you would have been severely punished because I top decked that. I did have the push. So I would have been able to go, I top decked Fabled Passage, I would have Fabled Passage to play Uro and get to push your Eagle, or you might have had a Spell Queller.
I'm talking about the turn before. When I passed and just played Spectral Sailor,
Yeah.
I could have played Eagle.
Yeah, I know. I top decked Fabled Passage. I didn't play it. I played the Overgrown Tomb, but I did top deck the Passage. So you made the right play in hindsight. Otherwise, I was dunking on you. I would have got Uro, sack that, get the trigger, and Fatal Push the spell you played. But I drew Fabled Passage, but I had the Overgrown Tomb, and then the next turn I drew the Thoughtseize. So my hand was Thoughtseize, Fabled Passage, push. So then I got to go push, Fabled Passage, get Euro, and Fatal Push. So, like, I mean, I drew quite well for those 2 turns. But
yeah, that was about the worst possible for me that your hand could have been. But you see just how powerful Uro is there. I didn't draw, Cleric or Nebelgast Herald to contain it.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough pressure to reliably hold up Rattle Chains.
Sure.
Because I had drawn, like, Empyrean Eagles and stuff that I needed to tap out for. That's why you see the power of Rattle Chains.
Yep.
Because it lets you hold up Spellcrawler all the time and still play your lords and your more expensive cards. And then, from there, Uro just completely took over the game.
Yep, agreed. We want to keep the same formatting and play another pre, or would you like to just go to sideboard here?
Let's go to sideboarding since we're a little low on time.
I think this one's a good one. So yeah, since this is going to be a best of 3, we're going to head to sideboards. Hopefully bring you 2 more games, but these are grind fests. So we are going to head to the sideboard, take a short break, and we'll be back here on Versus Live with Sultai Delirium against Bant Spirits.
Welcome back to Versus Live, where we are sideboarding in our matchup between Bant Spirits and Sultai Delirium. For my side, we got a lot of good counterspells to bring in. Your
Me too.
The Sultai deck taps out for really powerful cards, and we're a tempo deck, and all of these cards are pretty good in the matchup. Even Mystical Dispute as a 3 mana to counter like an Ishkana is perfectly reasonable, but what it really does is let us extend to the battlefield even with sorcery speed cards and still potentially counter Uro.
Yep.
For 1. So because we have 4 disputes, we can actually cut down on Herald, which really is only good at stopping Uro.
Oh, that's bad.
Yeah. So like sometimes you can create a flurry against an Ishkana, but that doesn't come up that often.
Yeah.
So you kind of want to have 1 Herald just to like be safe against Uro. You don't want to flood on that card. So we trim there. We trim on Eagle because it's hard to tap out for this card without getting blown out, and you're playing a bunch of removals, so the Anthem effects aren't as important. And then Sailor's just another card with diminishing returns.
Yep.
The second copy doesn't do. So it's a card you often trim on. So we're just trimming on a few of the spirits. We're still going to have 26 creatures for company, which is right about the minimum where you want to be before you start trimming companies. So we're good there. Always want to check that count. And then we just got a bunch of good cards against your really powerful effects.
Sounds great to me. Okay, so from what we're doing from our end, I'm taking out a couple of the silver bullets, as you like to call it. Scavenging Ooze can be good, but I don't think it is good enough here. Tireless Tracker is another card that, once again, can be good, but usually not great. I did keep in 1, but this deck plays 2, so I was completely fine getting rid of that. Now, Nissa, I do think you know, we saw it be pretty good there because it gets over spell quota. That's like the only draw to it. But when you're bringing in ways to answer, I have to assume you're bringing in some of these. This is kind of new from the spirits, but that's awesome against this. You know, it's just great against the deck. So, and then we're going to take out one of our enabler effects here. They're all kind of bad, to be honest. Actually, wait, Grizzly Salvage is actually better than Satyr against a deck that flies over it, huh?
Probably.
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to take that out. I want to take one of those effects out. We're bringing in Mystical Disputes. Disputes from us are much better than Disputes from you.
So good against spirits.
Exactly. It is the card.
You end up bringing in Dispute against even decks that are pretty light on blue just because you know they have Disputes in their side.
Exactly. Yeah, and I mean, that's honestly the biggest draw for me to not play Bant Spirits right now is Disputes is, in my opinion, the best sideboard card in Pioneer right now.
Agreed.
You know, I mean, I'm not playing it in my breach list, which, you know, is kind of weird because it is a blue deck, but it's a certain kind of deck. But otherwise, this is just very good. So bringing in those, as well as one Jace's Defeat to just counter anything. And then I like bringing in one Silver Bullet of stealing, you know, something of yours. It can be quite powerful.
That can be a big turnaround.
Yep.
I will say on your enabler decision, Grizzly Salvage does get tagged by Wanderer, if that's something. Though you're generally happy to make that
Generally,
trade.
I would like it if you would do that.
Yeah,
So,
I usually don't.
All right. All right. Well, we're going to shuffle up here for game 2. Dan, you got any questions for us?
Yeah, Ross, why is Permeating Mass in this deck?
Permeating Mass ends up being just one of the better sideboard cards against the other aggressive decks. The removal options that this deck has available are pretty bad.
So, like, you're bringing it against mono red?
Yeah, mono red and mono black. So in those two matchups, and those matchups you can struggle with. Mono red, you have some good patterns where you go like Mausoleum Wanderer, Lord, and now all your things outside of Lightning Strike range.
Yep.
But outside of really strong curves like that, you struggle in that matchup. Mono black, you definitely struggle in because their removal is very good against you, and they get out ahead of you.
Yep.
So it's just lowering your curve and getting in a 1-mana play as opposed to trying to use bad 2-mana removal to deal with their 1-mana creatures.
Yeah, and like their deck is full of 2/1s and it's just a 1/3, so that just stat-wise, it's pretty good.
And Soul Spirit, it gets bumped by Supreme Phantom.
Yeah.
Sometimes once it becomes a 2/4, it blocks Scrap Heap Scrounger and Goblin Chain Whirler and everything but Bone Crusher and Torbran. So
and then it can become a Torbran. Wait, no,
other way around.
Yeah.
Even better.
Torbran can become a 1/3 spirit.
Yeah.
Ooh. Spooky.
This is a tempo deck. You really just don't want to get run over by those aggro decks, and it's easiest to get run over by lowering your curve as much as possible, and it functions as well, if not better, than something like Seal Away that we've seen in this deck.
Okay, I love it. Let's take one more question down, and we'll get this game started.
From Psytype. Is Eidolon of Rhetoric a good sideboard card in Bant Spirits versus a heavy Underworld Breach meta?
I think that card's better in Rest in Peace.
I agree.
Yep.
Especially because you can hit it off of Collected Company.
Yep.
Is it a spirit?
It's a spirit.
Yeah, so it gets bumped by Supreme Phantom.
I think that one's reasonable.
Yeah, no, I agree. That card, quite reasonable.
I've seen lists that are split between either the Eidolon or Deafening Silence.
Yeah.
From Throne.
I think Deafening Silence is worse just because of Blast Zone. If we're talking about against Breach, that's one thing that I can just play. I don't have to tick up. I just play, say go. Then they're like, oh, okay. They play one spell, their end step, sack it, and then try to go off or something like that. But yeah, both effects are cute. They're okay, you know. But all right, we're gonna get to it. You're gonna be on the play.
I have a reasonable curve here, so I will keep.
My hand was looking so good, and then I drew the rest of it. I think this still might be a keep. We need to get some help from up the top of the library here, but we're going to try it.
Okay, Sanctum Pass.
Okay. All right. It's a very interesting draw. What do we want to do now? I think we just do nothing. Your turn.
Incept Sailor.
Yep.
Shock to 18, play Selfless Spirit, attack for 1.
Okay.
18, 19,
18
you're up.
to 19. Okay. I will Thought Seize you.
That's not good. Only have the one spell.
Okay. I'll take it.
You're at 17.
Your turn.
Draw a spell, please.
And you're at 18, right?
Attack for 3.
Okay.
You're at 14.
14.
You can go.
All right.
Really needed to do something on that turn.
Yeah. Okay, we are going to cast a Courser.
Resolves.
All right, your turn. Hope you don't have a company.
That's shock to 16.
Uh-oh. I guess you can just draw, yeah.
Yeah, attack for 3.
Okay, take it down to 11.
Pass the turn.
Okay, we're going to untap.
That's an Overgrown Tomb.
Yeah. I'll play with that revealed. That's kind of awkward because I do not want to use that, but maybe I have to. No, I really don't want to draw a land, so maybe I do that and just let you draw a card. All right. Feels bad.
You go to 12.
Yep. Okay, I'll attack.
I will... I have Selfless Spirit. I'm going to Coco before blocks.
All right. Well, good thing we got that, I guess.
That's unfortunate.
Good old collect a company.
All right, 14.
14. Okay, your go. Do I know your hand?
Do you know Temple Guard?
Okay. Okay.
Attack for 3.
All right, 9 to 14.
Yep. Pass
Okay.
the turn.
Untap. We know we're drawing a Thoughtseize. We're probably not casting that one. Oh, crap.
Maybe I need to Coco main phase. It's so awkward when I have, like, spell callers and stuff.
Yeah. Well, this is interesting. I think I am going to try to hostage taker.
Resolves.
Target.
Rattle chains, give it hexproof.
Okay, I got punished for that order. Got punished by that order. I'll attack.
I'll take 2. I'm at 12.
I really want to... Okay, so what I was thinking there... So I wanted to hostage take that, assuming you would draw a card in response, and then I was able to Thoughtseize you. That didn't work out that way. I'll gain a life.
You go to 10?
Yep, your turn.
12 to 10, and I know you have a Thoughtseize in hand and Thoughtseize on top. You have how many total in hand?
4. You know these two.
I mean, you just played an Overgrown Tomb. I don't know if I knew the other one.
You knew about this one.
Yeah.
Okay, now you know about both.
Okay, well, that was a good draw. I will shock to 10.
Okay.
10 all. Play Supreme Phantom, hold up Spectral Sailor, and attack for 8.
8. Down to
Easy
2.
Pass the turn.
And we're dead.
Nice Thoughtseize.
Yeah, we just drew nothing off the top. I did keep a land heavy hand, though, so I can't really complain too much, but a little bit more flooded than what should have happened, in my opinion. But.
Yep.
All right. Well, it wouldn't be right if we wouldn't have a game 3 for all the marbles.
All of them.
For all of them. All right. So, Dan, if you got some questions, we are ready for them.
We do. Actually, we have Strong Set, Todd Anderson in his chat.
What's up? Got to be getting ready for your flight, I assume.
Yeah, probably. Well, to where?
To Indy.
Oh, yeah, that's right. He's playing in Indy.
Yeah. Dusting it off.
Yeah.
Not commentating, but playing. I like it.
Yeah. So Todd wants me to tell Ross to main phase your stuff more often.
Yeah, my main phase.
Could have main phase that collected company in the face of potential disputes, but like you got so much value leaving it up.
Yeah.
Especially with the fact that he had seen my hand and I had Spectral Sailor, so it's like pretty well disguised.
Yeah.
If he has other things to do, he's incentivized to do them.
I like that you waited. It was really nice. That dispute was not doing much if you didn't. So, but then again, I could have hostage taken that turn if you did do it. So it would have been a different game. Yeah. Who knows? Who knows? Todd, I got a question for Todd. When are you coming back to Celebrity Shot versus Live, buddy? I'm sure chat would want it. I'm right, chat.
Possibly.
Possibly.
I have no idea what his schedule is.
Yeah.
So
All right.
I'm sure we'll be able to work that out.
I think we can figure that out. Dan, let's take one more question from you, though.
Yeah. Ross, Elk Vicious asks, what is your favorite collected company deck? And do you think elves will ever be relevant again?
I assume this is all within the context of Pioneer.
Dang it, I was hoping we were saying all times because I got one for that. Let's do both.
Yeah. I don't know if I have an all-time favorite collected company deck. I guess I did really enjoy playing modern elves with Coco and Vizier.
Yeah.
So 4 I loved going off with 2 devoted druids and Azuri.
Oh, okay,
Nobody ever understood it. I have to explain it for 2 minutes every time. I'm like, no, look, they're going to get +3/+3, and then I'm going to untap them again, and then I'm going to get infinite mana, and then they're going to get really big, and you're going to die.
Yeah.
But I like that. They would just see like 2 devoted druids, like, oh, he's not going to do anything.
Yeah.
So as far as all time, I mean, obviously the best Coco deck in Pioneer is this one.
It's the only one.
It's literally the only one that's ever done anything. As far as elves being relevant in Pioneer, I'm kind of interested in Eric Rill's deck. I saw him I mentioned this on a previous show, I think last week, and he lost to Todd in a Moto PTQ playing for top 8 very early in the history of Pioneer, with this cool devotion deck that was elf themed and had 1 Teamer Sabertooth to bounce Shaman of the Pack over and over again.
Sure.
And I saw him 4-1 with an updated version of it like last week in a preliminary. So probably played a PTQ with it too. He loves brewing like wacky decks like that.
Love it.
And in this metagame with a lot fewer wild slashes around, and like those cheap removal spells, that kind of deck like might do something. It just doesn't have good disruption, which could be a problem. But if it's fast enough, and I haven't played with it, you know, that could be the way to go.
Definitely reasonable. So for me, once again, best company deck is pretty obvious right now, but my favorite company deck of all times was Bant Humans. That's why I'm sitting here today. If I didn't pick up Bant Humans, I would still for sure be on a different path, because I won a PTQ with it when Brian Braun won Worlds, won that, and then the next week won a Moto PTQ for the next Pro Tour, because I was just at that split, right? Like where it was the last RPTQ and then the first one of the next season. I won them both, and I'm like, you know what? My brother is doing this magic thing. I can drop out of school. I can do it too. Don't do that, okay? Don't do that, kids at home. That's for sure. But that is what I did. I was like, I'm gonna take this as a sign. You know what? I'm gonna really chase it. I'm gonna chase the dream, and and it worked out this time. But
much smarter than Brad, better looking.
Yeah, there we go.
I can definitely do this. I can see your reasoning. I can see
Thank you.
I'm a lot cooler than him too.
And now I'm still wildly less wildly less successful than he is. But you know what? That's all right. That's all right.
Perfectly fine.
Okay, so let's check out our hands now.
For game 3. Very important. Mulligan to 3.
Good luck. Good luck. What do you got? Okay, I'm going to keep.
I will keep as well.
All right, we got the goods, so I'm going to traverse.
Oh, I thought you were thought-seizing me.
Nope. Your turn.
Traverse, that's fine.
That's fine.
That's fine. I'll go to 18 and play Wanderer.
All right.
Pass the turn.
I got your favorite card for turn 2.
Is it Satyr Wayfinder?
It's a Jace. Here you go.
It's a good one. How do I want to play this turn?
Just give up. Just give up. It's over.
I'm going to get this Rattle Chains down now, get the extra point in.
All right.
I don't think Wander is... I really don't want to get this Rattle Chains disputed.
Yeah, there's no way you're going to get punished for that play at all, I promise you.
Maybe I got to get, like... If you have Fatal Push next turn for this Rattle Chains, then Wander is not going to counter Fatal Push.
I'll take 2. Now, which one do I want to eviscerate here? Both are great targets in their own regards, but I think I just want to get this Mausoleum Wanderer out of here, I think.
This is why you never listen to Todd Anderson, by the way.
Yeah, that's very right. I'm going to get rid of this, because you can't swing back and kill this anyways, so, yeah, pass to you. Thanks for main phasing that.
It made sense because it wasn't stopping a Fatal Push.
Or
an Abrupt Decay, so, like, none of those were going to get stopped by me holding it up, whereas I stopped Dispute, but I didn't think of the one Liliana.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I will attack Liliana for 2.
Okay.
And pass the turn.
All right. So, oh yeah, do I want to draw? I almost don't. My hand is so good.
I mean, milling a card is a good thing for you to do, right?
That's a good point. Deck, yeah, so, just whatever it is. Yeah. Draw, Earl. Dang it, that card is good. Well, that was an excellent thing to put there, I guess. Wow. All right. Untap. Okay, now what can you have here? If I target that and you rattle chains again, oh, all your spirits have haste, right? So you can lord me.
All of them have flash, yeah.
Or okay, yep. I'll target. I'm not gonna not do that.
Yeah. Rattle chains.
Okay. It's pretty good. Now, what do I want to do here? So you can give it. Okay, that resolves.
Okay, hexproof here.
I guess I'll fatal push this in response. It doesn't truly matter. At least that doesn't have hexproof now. Now, do I want to draw a card? I don't think I necessarily do. Yeah, whatever. I'll draw. It's kind of a good one. All right, creature, enchantment, sorcery. So we do have delirium right now.
No, you're one short, right?
Creature, enchantment, sorcery, instant.
You have instant too. Okay, yeah.
All right, we're going to discard strangely enough, a fatal push.
It's not a good sign.
Traverse.
Yep.
Okay. We do need a land here, so we're going to get a land anyways, but we're allowed to get a very good land now. All right, so I'll play that and pass to you.
Okay. End step, wander.
Okay, you want to cut. Now, I'm going to sack this. I'm going to make you have a lord. I got another push. So which one do I want to get rid of? A lord kills either one. So I think we still, and you get to choose once again. I think I still want Mausoleum Wanderer out of here.
I mean, I don't get to choose because you have a mana up.
Oh, yeah, that's right, that's right. So I can kill that if I want, but you could just go double spirit then and not even have a lord and take this down. So I will hit the Wanderer. Pass to you.
Have the lord.
Okay.
Attack.
All right. That was
turn.
That was a huge problem for you to get around for sure. Step one is getting that out of there.
Yeah. That was certainly step one. Now
Okay.
we got to deal with his Jace.
Yeah. Draw.
And your hand is excellent because you discarded a push.
Yeah.
So I feel very, very behind in this game. The one turn getting punished by the Liliana was gigantic.
It was, yeah.
And I think my play was right to main phase because it just made all the sense. But
all the sense. All right. We are going to discard and transform.
Yep.
Now, you only have one mana available, so we are going to main phase this now. Swift time. Put that on an adventure.
Brings you to 14.
I hit myself at 17. Did I miss something?
I had you 20 to 18.
I was
to
very
16.
loosely keeping life totals, so.
I think you took a 1 point attack.
Dan, what do you got?
I have now 14 to 20.
Yeah.
You
14
were
to
at
20.
16 previously.
Yeah.
Okay, makes sense.
You shocked and you took a 2 attack from Wanderer that you probably marked as 1.
Makes sense to me. And then I don't really want to push anything too badly right now, so we'll just uptick on this. Pass to you.
Makes sense. Not really under any pressure.
Yep.
I will pass the turn.
Okay. So now we got plenty of stuff to do. Now, what do we want to do? We don't have a great play right now, so I'm just going to play a Murderous Rider.
I will quell that.
Okay. It's been quelled. So now I can cast a Swift End if that were to die, right?
I believe so.
Yeah.
So it's a risky play on my part, but that 2/3 lifelinker is actually a big deal because I'm going to have to spend a lot of time over here. So it's just going to get a ton of attacks in.
That you will.
And I was going to play the Queller regardless.
Okay, now I could like traverse or something, but that feels pretty bad.
Then your Jace would die.
Yeah, exactly. So I think I'm just gonna tick up Jace here and try to maintain. We'll put it on that one. Sure. Past you.
Attack for 2.
Okay, it's down to 5.
Play Sanctum and pass.
Okay. Okay. We are going to start with a Satyr Wayfinder.
Yep.
1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, baby. Oh, baby. Hit Earl. Hit exactly what we wanted here. How many cards?
2.
Okay, I'm going to play a Jace.
That's fine.
Okay, and now 2 cards, huh? All right, well, we want to get counter... Oh, wait, I only have 1 swamp. Oh, that's right. Okay, that... So I can't do the play I wanted this turn, and maybe it wasn't even that great to begin with. So we'll just tick up on this. Pass to you.
Attack Jace for 2.
Okay, it's down to 4.
Pass.
Okay, untap. Sack this.
Yep.
Get a forest. I'm going to attempt to flashback Fatal Push. Then I'll play it.
I will Coco in response.
Okay.
Fortunately, that is not going to do it. Which is really gross. Just not a very good company in this spot.
Whoa. You're in great company. What are you saying about me and Dan?
Yeah, Ross.
Yeah.
I'll get Wanderer, Supreme Phantom.
Wanderer and Supreme Phantom. Okay. So how about that push resolving?
Wanderer is a 3/3, so can't counter it.
All right, then I'm gonna Swift End on Supreme Phantom.
You're 12.
Okay. And then let's play Nishkana. Is that good? Spiders! Okay, so that is a 1/1 now. No, it did get pumped, huh? Okay. Pass to you. Ishkana.
I am very dead.
Oh, yeah. I guess, I mean, I just had to traverse anyways if I didn't have it, but...
I mean, I have dispute for the... Like, I don't know, I just...
Yeah, I take the ability to just have you attack, and then... Yeah, it doesn't truly matter.
The Liliana play just put me too far behind, and then into the Jace too.
That's
never got any traction.
That's where I got to be the tempo deck, and when I get to change dynamics like that, I'm a tempo deck that is now just playing. You know, I'm not a tempo deck for what it's worth, but I am playing the role of a tempo deck that has much more powerful cards. So you really need to be staying on that front foot. And I do agree playing around the dispute is definitely better. I have more of those than this, you know, or than the Liliana. But yeah, the Liliana, this has always just been such an amazing card. But even in this matchup, it's only corner cases that it's good. Like if you ever just have a Lord, it's just dead. You know, it's just a terrible Magic card.
I mean, it still like shrinks my creatures and stuff. It's still quite good.
Sure,
like,
it's good.
It ranges from good to utterly game breaking.
Yeah.
Which is pretty good.
And then again, in other matchups in the metagame right now, it's just heinous. It's just super bad. You know, so.
But I've got to say, like, you know, Jace is the really sleeper card there. Like on turn 2, not getting disputed. And I don't have ways to remove it from the battlefield. It's just going to sit there and sculpt your draws. Make sure you have the removal on the right times. Make sure you have the dispute to win a counter.
No, that's not Jace the Mind Sculptor. Yeah. It won't sculpt them. It's the Prodigy.
Yeah. Make sure you hit your land drops. Like it does all of those things and then becomes, a threat at the end of it. Yeah. So, normally you're playing something like Grizzly Salvage on turn 2, hope and hit an Uro or a Seder Wayfinder. Yeah. And that's stuff that I can ignore and just start building my own battlefield. Yeah, Jace is something that if I ignore, it's going to come back to bite me.
And I mean, like, look what Jace did that game. Like, it drew me 2 cards, so it sculpted my hand. Already good enough. It probably prevented like 8 damage because I shrunk their Quellers. It got me the key Fatal Push when I wanted to double spell to make sure I could get Ishkana to go through. I mean, like, the value on that 2-drop on the play was just off the charts. Yeah.
And I wouldn't have even quelled the Murderous Rider had you not had a Jace. Yeah. It was that reason, the fact that I knew I was going to have to spend turns dealing with that I couldn't let a 2/3 lifelinker hit the battlefield.
Exactly.
So that play was even set up by Jace on another level.
And honestly, my opener, I kept a 1-lander with a Jace. I'd had a Traverse, but like that's the power of it in this matchup. I know it's not going to die. I know this card is going to be able to fix my draws. I'm going to be drawing 2 cards a turn to hit that 3rd land, and it was easy. I missed a land drop on purpose because I discarded a 5th thing, because at one point my hand was just like push, Ishkana, Murderous Rider. I'm like, and then I drew Courser, which I was just like, that was my hand when I'm like, I don't want to discard any of these cards. I drew Courser, which was great there. I had 3 land in play, but it gave me the 2 types, which kind of made it an easy discard. But yeah. But hey, you said it, man. I can't win with a bad deck, but I got you with the good decks here today. So we had a nice split when it came to our Pioneer preview. Looking forward to Indy.
What we had was an awkward split because you won a 3-2 match and a 2-1 match, and I won a 3-0 match. I actually won more games of Magic than you did today.
Hey, that's all right. That's all right.
But, that's not how it gets counted.
If I learned anything from the debates last night, it's not how many games you win. It's about the super games, okay? I won the super. All right. Well, yeah, and out of everything, I feel quite great about. I did pretty well with the 1st and the 3rd deck, but the deck I'm actually playing at SCG, I got destroyed with, so I'm feeling good. Good.
Just a great day.
Just having a great day.
We got a little bit of time though, so if we got some questions, we can do that and then close out the show.
Yeah,
totally.
I like these new spiders. Have you seen these?
So, what is that, from Brufisto. Corey, do you still prefer the 3 Traverse version over the 4 of 1? And what do you think about Brain Maggot in this deck?
Okay, so I think 3 Traverse is pretty right. I haven't really found a reason to go away from that. And Brain Maggot as a 1-of in the sideboard, I think is completely reasonable. Like, the card itself on surface value against control combo decks is just good. It's a 2-mana, take a card, likely to not do anything else, but it has that double creature type for Delirium. I think one of the card, maybe 2, if you're really wanting to hate on combo decks, seems super reasonable to me.
Yeah, it's like an Agonizing Remorse that, has extra utility in your deck.
Exactly.
Sometimes they'll get in for like 3 or 4 damage too.
Exactly. You never know. Know. Have a gross maggot crawling at your life total 3 times in a row? Ugh. I don't know why. That card name is just so gross to me.
Brain Maggot. Yeah. There's what movie was it with Brendan Fraser, The Mummy?
Yeah.
Where there's like some bug that like crawls in
Scarab?
So yeah, the scarab like crawls through their ear into their brain, and they start going nuts.
And that's how the Scarab God was born. All right, let's take some more questions if you got them.
Sure. From
Empty your queue.
Empty my queue. Yeah. From Lord Aaron, do you think that some kind of humans deck has a future in Pioneer?
I would say it has a future.
Yeah, because they always print humans,
Yeah. Well, the biggest thing for me, I think there's enough good humans. The question is whether you can make the mana work.
Yeah.
Right? Without Caverner Souls and Ancient Ziggurat, it's a lot harder.
Yeah.
I did see a cool 4-color human stack to like 5 out of League or something.
Then it's got to be good.
Well, and I told you about it on Tuesday's show that played Aether Hub and Glinsteam Siphoner.
Oh, yeah.
Hub gives you another 5-color land. Siphoner helps you if your mana is great outside of that, sure, you can draw cards, but I often think you're just using it to make your mana good.
Yeah.
Maybe you get one card out of it or something.
You had me at Siphoner.
So the key is to make the mana work. Like one more good land for them, I think we'll put it into the conversation.
Yeah, like Mana Confluence isn't good enough in my opinion. I mean, that's just brutal.
Or enough good humans where you can limit the colors.
Yeah.
Right? Because you almost have to be Jeskai colors to get Mantis Rider and Reflector Mage. But then you just don't have enough good cards there. I don't think you really need green because you don't have Noble Hierarch and Pioneer.
Yeah.
But if you got like Avacyn's Pilgrim back and then you go for a company route.
Or Noble Hierarch.
That's not happening. Avacyn's Pilgrim could, if that one came back into Pioneer, that could help you. But the big thing is the mana, and we're just going to have to wait and see with that.
Yep, I like it. One thing I know for sure is, as of right now, we only have humans playing good decks, not good players playing a human deck.
F-. It's the worst one yet.
Sorry.
Don't worry, I'll be sealing myself out of here very shortly. Let's take another question if you got it.
Sure. From Captain Markov, what are some good side events to play in the open if it doesn't go well?
Well, I easily could be there. I mean, I know they got a lot of cool events on the first day, and then all the classics on the second day are really cool. Yeah, classics are great events.
There's an awesome side event where you scrub out of the open and then you go back to your hotel room and sleep.
Yeah, I like that.
That's the side event for you.
You sulk, then you
$5 pint of Haagen-Dazs from the hotel kiosk.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, you go to bed and then you play a classic the next day. You lose again, you go home sad. All right.
So classics on Sunday are something to look at. They do format challenge events, which are 4-rounders.
Got got Commander all day.
Yeah, Commander's
pretty sweet.
That's been really popular.
Yeah, the Commands, there's a whole...
It always looks so fun in there. Everyone's having such a great time. And I look over and everyone's just like really taking tournaments seriously. That's actually not true. I see that at GPs, but SCGs, even in the main event, that has been the biggest breath of fresh air that I've had from going like being a very dedicated GP player to an SCG player. Everyone's always having so much fun. Everyone still wants to win. Everyone's still competitive, but everyone's so good to each other and stuff like that. GPs, you normally get that too, but there's some like GP grinders that are like really, really going at it and saying, I need these partial invites to get to the Pro Tour, and they maybe connect the results to, if they don't do well, maybe to them for sure not having a good time. And that's not always or ever what I see at the SCG Tour, so that's great.
Yeah. So Commander all day, fill and fire events, challenges for different formats, and then classics on Sunday. There's plenty to do.
Yeah,
and napping.
Yeah,
and napping, yeah.
And troll Ross in between rounds. That's what I usually like to do. Yeah,
I like the mid-round love letter games.
Yeah,
where I get to troll Zach Allen by purposely making bad plays, and just in case they work out, he gets really tilted by it.
Nice.
Because we were playing we play like 4 or 5 between a round.
Yeah.
And there was a time where like two games in a row, I just baroned him, it's just a fight card, and like knocked him out on turn 1.
Okay.
And then,
I've never played this game.
And then in the next game, the next game I had a guard, which is sort of like Cabal Therapy, but if you therapy successfully, they're out.
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
And I named the worst possible name just to see if it would work, and he just had it, and he was out. He was so mad. It was
nice.
So now I always just name that card.
Okay, I like it. Well, let's play some cribbage in between rounds. Let's bring some cards.
I always have a deck cards. Did you not know that?
I didn't know that, but let's do that. Okay.
I have one in my bag all the time.
Perfect. So maybe if you find us, you might be able to talk Ross into letting you join the cribbage game.
That's my other mid-round game. I've taught like 7 people on the SCG Tour.
Yeah. I like it. Okay, we're in. All right, everybody, that is about it for questions. Dan, let's thank some subs, and we'll talk about what's going on.
Totally. So we got MTG, new subscriber. Shadowkeeper790 with a 4-month resub. Maiwa's son is a new subscriber. Maloney, 2-month resub. Rick BCW with a new subscription. D Slayer 619, new subscriber. Fred Nutt, 6-month resub. Chef Seth 3, 2-month resub.
Did we finally get 10?
And Paradise Sal, 3-month resub.
Did we finally get 10?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9.
No! we were so close.
Who wants to be number 10?
We're going to make it.
Queue's still open. Go, go, go.
We're going to make it one day. Okay. All right. So a couple things to clean up shop before we head out of here. First of all, like we've been saying all day, we got SCG Indianapolis coming up. We're both in attendance. The rest of Team BCW is also going to be there. It's going to be a great event. Pioneer is going to be going on. So make sure to come up and say hi if you feel like it. We don't bite. So we'll be doing that this weekend. And then before we go, we got to remember, we got to thank our sponsors here. Carnox Gaming Chair has been our sponsor for a long time. If you want to pick up one of these chairs that you see at the SCG feature match areas, you know, they look as comfy as they look on camera. Let me tell you. Head over to carnox.com/SCG. You will get yourself 10% off, but that's not the only place to get 10% off. If you go to coalesceapparel.shop, right? Yes, coalesceapparel.shop. Use promo code SCG. You'll get 10% off one of those awesome shirts. We got Todd in chat. We got that Roll Todd shirt. We got Keeping It 100. We're going to be showcasing a lot of these on the show as well. And, you know, I love the shirts. They're really cool. So head over there to get 10% off, as well as we are using katana sleeves here from Ultimate Guard. Very high quality. You know, we've been using the same ones for a while. We're not getting any bad corners or anything. So if you want to pick up some nice high quality sleeves, head on over to Ultimate Guard, use and grab yourself some katanas today.
All right, Corey.
Buddy? Yeah.
We made it.
We made it? We got the 10?
Kifimbo, new subscriber. The Duff Penalty, new subscriber. Thirsty Kane, 2-month resub. That is now 12.
Nice.
And we have started a hype train.
Nice. Well,
Choo-choo.
Choo-choo. All right. Well, up top, man, 10 subs. We got to love that. We thank you all so much for the support. Subs to the channel definitely prove that, or give us incentive to know that maybe we're doing something right. You get some cool emotes, you know, you get some fun stuff out of it as well. But that's going to be it for me, Ross, Dan. We are heading to Indianapolis, and we will see you Tuesday, 1 p.m. Eastern time. See you later.